Fuck it, I ate the art.
Welcome to Luenro City, one of the maps we were able to explore in our preview of the Duskbloods. As you can see, it's very easy to move around this city thanks to the new jumps every character has. In combat, every character is also capable of this, a roar that, if properly timed, allows you to
Armada's favorite attack in the game, the roars.
them, converting them to your side for a time. The character currently being played is named Albert. Like many characters, he has a melee weapon in his right hand and a ranged one in his left. He also has a suite of passives and abilities, but there's more I need to talk about than just the combat. I need to explain what kind of game this is and what we're fighting for right now. To that end, I'm going to try and walk you through what a typical match looks like from start to finish. So let's leave Luenro City and go back to the Duskbloods hub area. It's called the House of Night. Here, in this demo at least, you can select from one of 6 Bloodsworn, browse this ever-growing archive of information, and practice all of your character skills against a target dummy in the courtyard. Then, once you're ready, you can either opt into a ranked or casual match. Here's how it works. Each match features 8 players playing in 3 rounds, but only 3 can make it to the final battle. At the end of the first round, players can all get stronger without punishment. But at the end of the second round, the 2 players with the lowest amount of what are called virtue points are culled and removed from the game. And then at the end of the third round, the 3 lowest scoring players are again culled, leaving only 3 to do battle in the final round, where their health totals are boosted by the amount of virtue points they have. How do you get virtue points, you ask? Well, let's pretend we're just starting a game and it will become clear. You start matchmaking by touching the Wheel of Blood in the House of Dusk, and once the system has put 8 of you together, you are all shown the map divided into 4 quadrants. You all have to choose which quadrant you'd like to spawn into for this round. Now, you can't choose exactly where you'd like to spawn. For example, if I chose this top quadrant aiming for the city streets, I might end up spawning here, closer to the cave. That's what happens to Layla, who has spawned just outside the city streets. This works out perfectly for her though, because do you see those golden spires down in the streets? Those are landmarks you absolutely want to aim for early in the game.
The fact that this is running on a Nintendo Switch amazes me. It amazes me. I'm glad that they spent the time and they're making something for the Nintendo Switch. I'm totally surprised it's running this smooth.
In Elden Ring, except these are fully fledged characters with voice lines and maybe even storylines to go down as well. There are 8 allies to be found in this demo, and the spirit you get is somewhat randomly generated depending on the symbol of the golden spire you pulled them from. To level your allies, you have to find these sites marked on the map. But beware, because if you switch allies, the old one and their levels will be lost, so taking the time to find the ally you like can be a waste of time, and in a game like this, time is everything. Luckily, to save you time, you can teleport basically anywhere on the map instantly, as long as you're out of combat. I love this system. I love how this opens up the map in the Duskbloods, because it makes your routing options so much more interesting when you could be anywhere on the map at a moment's notice. This player, for example, has found their way to the sewer. If you recall, there was a purple icon next to the sewer on the map, which marks that a type of virtue called flame virtue can be found here. You can actually see it off to the left ahead of us there. This is a corpse sitting in a chair with a purple aura, and it's one of many in this area, so this area is worth coming to, especially in the early stages of the game, because in my experience it would ensure that you would make it through the first few rounds without being culled. Claiming these is easy, you don't have to kill any bosses, and notably, claiming them denies other players from claiming them as well. It's so important to play efficiently in this game. Take Zork here, for example. Not only does he use one of his abilities to cover ground and attack, but mid-combat he takes a break to upgrade his weapon with the fire affinity. There are 4 different weapon upgrades you can find. There's iron, poison, lightning, but Zork's is fire, which means his weapon now inflicts burning if he hits enemies enough. Speaking of upgrades, here's the Senator, who was my favorite character in the demo. He's hunting a bloodsack right now so that he can upgrade one of his 2 abilities in some way. These abilities are Bloodstake and Saurian form, which you'll see later on.
Dude,
Upgrades
Elden
to
Ring
these
Nightwalk,
can be
or
found
Elden
in
Ring
sections
Night
below.
Rain
This
crawled
courtyard
so
below
this
the
game
prison,
could
you can
run.
see a red upgrade orb behind these townsfolk, and thanks to Chang's passive ability, she can turn multiple enemies to her side at once. Chang's L2 throws rings at opponents swiftly and consistently, which makes her a huge threat at mid-range, and especially when she's in the air. With this, I've shown you just about everything you could hope to achieve in one round, so let's pretend that round 1 is ending. 2 begins now. At the start of some rounds, a sort of tarot card will be revealed, informing you of some world-altering event currently taking place. In this round, a Lodomerian Zeppelin will be prowling the skies, and every character will have a transmission box in their inventory with which they can call upon a sea of flame wherever they want. There were 5 events I experienced in this demo. Sometimes a magnetic storm would strike, forcing players to swap places with each other. Sometimes stars would fall from the sky, encouraging players to claim and hold onto them until the end of the round. Sometimes you'd be rewarded for ringing the bell at the top of the clock tower. And I even had one event where bloodsack enemies would spawn all over the place, allowing us to fully upgrade our abilities. These were all so fun to interact with, and they would really change how you moved around the map. In round 2, my character would also start feeling much more powerful, so I would prioritize taking on certain bosses. In the Duskbloods, these are called trespassers, and they're marked by purple skulls on your map.
It's Titty Toad!
Some are tougher than others, but luckily, you don't always need to take them down on your own. If another player is nearby, they will receive a call for help. And if they accept, they will teleport to your fight as a phantom, returned to where they were if they die or if they manage to defeat the boss. Look at this Zork player. So they have both of their abilities unlocked, the missile barrage being one of them. That means this player has spent more time killing enemies and leveling up, and they might not have as much virtue as a result. However, the extra power they get from leveling up might actually help him get more virtue if that extra power translates into killing difficult bosses more easily.
Dude, it looks
That's what
amazing.
felt beautifully designed about this
It's
game.
beautiful. The
Everything
game
you do
looks
seems
beautiful.
to lead to virtue
It
in
is
one
very
way or another.
nice.
At
I
the end
am
of the
excited
round,
for
players
this.
who killed the most enemies
I
or
like
collected the most
FromSoft games.
items
I
will even
liked
receive
Night Rain. I got bored with it
which
because
is
I
the
beat
third
everything
way
and I
I've
didn't care about
described
the
of getting virtue so
dark
far.
depths. I didn't
This
care about
rewards
going through that
players
again. There
for a
was
single
nothing new,
month
nothing new
in their
fighting. They're just
goals
harder. I don't
at
care
the
about that.
expense of all else.
This, I think,
Basically,
has a
what you do,
fresher,
even if you
like,
don't know what you're doing, it feels like you do get virtue
repeat
if you
of,
play well, and
like, I would want to play this over and over. I don't think I'm going to get bored of this,
Of course,
is what I'm
you can
saying.
still make bad routing decisions. There was nothing worse than when you would bite off more than you could chew, challenging a difficult boss before you were strong enough, or counting on another player coming to help you, only for you to have to fight it alone. It's not just the threat of dying and losing virtue that would be scary, it's also the fear of a fight going on too long, to where your time might have been better spent doing something else. Not that that's a problem for this senator player. They finish off this boss with Bloodstake, and they get to claim a power of blood from it. These are passives that allow you to further customize your character a little bit mid-match. It's around this time that round 2 would be ending, and now things really start heating up. The players with the 2 lowest virtue counts are culled, and the 6 remaining players move into round 3. In the top right this whole time, there has been a clock, which helps to give you an idea of how much time is left in a round. But that's not all it shows, because in round 3, a ritual site will be established. This is an event that's marked not just on the clock, but also on the map, encouraging players to teleport over and lose themselves in the chaos as you all meet in the same place. The first thing you want to do at a ritual site, ideally, is to locate either the gold stones or the red stones. This player has gone straight for the red stones, which, when held, increases the amount of virtue they receive for killing another player at the ritual site. This is called sword virtue, the 4th type of virtue I've explained so far, and the most fun to collect, in my opinion. Now that this player is victorious, they approach this golden cross. This is a place that you can pledge to for even more virtue, and if you're sneaky enough, you don't even have to fight at all to claim it. I like how you have options. Are you going to try and steal the pledges unnoticed, or are you going to try and take out all the other players so that you can claim them? Or are you going to avoid the ritual sites completely and take advantage of the rest of the map? I'll let you enjoy this fight without commentary though, as these 6 players battle desperately to try and avoid being culled. It's hard to explain just how fun this experience is. The game starts out interesting and tense with little skirmishes with other players, but then it builds up to this ritual fight where you all face off against each other, and then culminates in this Moonblood Bestowal, the final fight where 3 players face off against each other.
The moon tears will be mine. Our turn has come.
These fights were so hype. Everyone is fully powered up with unique abilities, summons, and even health based on how much virtue they accrued. With 3 players in the arena, there's enough chaos that anything can happen, even to more experienced PvP players. But each player also has 2 lives, which helps to mitigate a bit of the frustration you can feel when you're third-partied by someone else's powerful ability. The dinosaur definitely gave me more wins than I deserved.
That guy's in long johns, bro. That guy's in fucking long johns. Again, the music in this game is just all their games are just so amazing. Their music is so fucking
This is
good.
an exciting end to what is an extremely well-paced game, in my opinion. The victor is then rewarded with this cutscene, and that's it. For the demo, there's more to this game that we haven't yet seen. In the full game, for example, Grail battles aren't the only final round you can get. We've been told that there will be ways for you to customize your character to be more likely to encounter a co-op boss battle, among other things, for the final encounters, rather than the PvP round you just saw. In the full game, there's also going to be more potential for story and character progression back at the House of Night between dusk battles. So even if you don't place first, you're still going to feel like you're getting stronger every time you play and like you're progressing the story as well. I'm intrigued to think how much they might develop the story in between battles. In the full game, there's also going to be more than 10 characters to choose from, and in the hub world, supposedly you're able to...
I've heard 14
as well.
He said more than 10 there, and I've heard 14 characters, so...
...that ship with the final game, apparently. And there's also a final type of virtue that I didn't really get to show off, and it's one that I don't think anyone at the event really experimented much with. It's virtue through achieving your sigil goals. Sigils equipped before a match give you specific goals to try and achieve in the match. Take Jan here, for instance, who has the sigil of the Eye of Moralis equipped. This makes him a hunter in this game, and the sigil will pair you with a heretic to try and take out during the game. Another thing I forgot to mention is the alliance system. You can queue up with another person you know at the start of the game and play through the whole game that way, if you set your parameters correctly. Or you can actually ally with other people mid-game who you don't know as well. You can either do this by emoting at them basically when you meet them in-game, or after you've encountered another player, you can open a menu that will allow you to propose alliances to people that you've met. Under these alliances, all virtue is shared between you, and you're in it till the end. Well, then you kill each other.